HorsePlayerNow.com's Joe Christopher joining you for another edition of the Arlington video blog, and my partner in crime, Brian W. Spencer, just called off sick for this video. He's feeling miserable, so Spence, get better soon. I'm a little bit under the weather myself after all the traveling the last few weeks, but back at Arlington Park for what will be a fantastic Labor Day weekend. And in the world of Joe Christopher, Labor Day weekend means I work an extra day, but based on what I do for a living, I've got no real complaints. We've got another great card coming up at Arlington on Saturday. 11 races to be exact, and of course racing Sunday and Monday as well. And we've got a special Learn to Win seminar on Labor Day Monday out in the park area, so if you're interested in learning more about racing and wagering, come on out and see me. Visit, ask questions. I'll give you some how to read the program lessons and simple wagering strategies that can help you become a winner. Put your money to good use at Arlington Park on Monday, Labor Day, out in the park. Now, we're getting closer towards the end of the meet. It's hard to believe it's almost September already, Saturday being September the 1st. But some of the better stakes on the Arlington program are still to come. A couple of my favorite races, in fact. September 8th, we've got both the Arlington, Washington Futurity for the 2-year-old boys and the Lassie for the 2-year-old fillies. So that has always been a springboard for the Breeders' Cup, and we've had a lot of good horses run in those races. So come see the Stars of the Future at Arlington on Saturday, September the 8th. Then on Saturday, September the 15th, it's the Pucker Up Stakes for 3-year-old females on grass, and that feeds right into the Queen Elizabeth II at Keeneland. So again, that has always traditionally been a huge race at Arlington Park to see the 3-year-old fillies on the grass leading into the Queen Elizabeth at Keeneland. So mark your calendar for the next 2 Saturdays at Arlington. The 8th, the Futurity and the Lassie, and the 15th will be the Pucker Up. Good stake on Saturday of this week as we put handicap horses in the gate for the $150,000 Grade 3 Arlington Washington Park Handicap. Now, this race to be run over 1 1/8 miles of poly track. We've got field of 7 going post, where there is going to probably be a defined favorite in the number 6, Prayer for Relief, trained by Steve Asmussen, ridden by Jimmy Graham. It's a horse who's earned $1.1 million in his career. And he's done some pretty good work on synthetic racetracks. He's 2 for 8 over synthetic tracks in his career. Most recently seen running on dirt in the Governor's Cup at Remington Park, finishing second, beaten only a nose to the very talented multiple stakes winner Alternation. So Prayer for Relief is versatile. He's performed well on polytrack in the past. He's never been in Arlington Park in his career, but this is a horse who certainly looms as the horse to beat in the Washington Park. Drawn just to his outside, a horse by the name of Pool Play, the upset winner of last year, Stephen Foster at Churchill. That race run on dirt as well. He came from way off the pace to win at odds of 36-1. Now, he's only run twice this year. He was off more than a year. Came back to the race wars back on July the 2nd at Woodbine and ran 4th in the Ontario Jockey Club, a Canadian-bred restricted stake, and then came back out of that turf race to run on polytrack last out and disappointed as the 9-5 favorite. We know he's capable of better. 3rd race of the form cycle, he may improve. Don't be afraid to jump in the pool. Another horse to look at is Mr. Mardi Gras, a Chicago favorite, trained by Chris Block. This is a horse who does have a victory over Arlington Park's polytrack. In fact, he's won this race last year in come-from-behind fashion, defeating another one of the rivals that he will face on Saturday in Working for Hops. Working for Hops that day was disqualified and placed 3rd. And Mr. Mardi Gras ran one of the better races of his career that day. He rolled from off a very slow pace and was still able to get the job done. So he's in good form, most recently seen finishing 3rd behind Rahi Estrada in the Arlington Handicap. Maybe even a better horse on polytrack than he is on turf. So he looms as the main danger, most likely, to Prayer for Relief in the Washington Park Handicap. Other horses to consider in here, Working for Hops. Disappointing season thus far for Mike Stidham, 0 for 4, has just 1 second-place finish to show for his efforts, but he too has been very good over the Arlington Poly in the past with 2 wins and a third from 3 career starts. Then you've got Mitty, a horse who has done most of his best work on grass with 2 wins from 12 starts, but he does have a synthetic win on his resume, and this is a horse who ran very well in the CO Aaron at Arlington back on June the 9th, finishing third, beating only a length and a half behind Nicky Sandcastle. So Mitty with Francisco Torres aboard should offer a square price and have a decent chance in the Washington Park. Field rounded out by Hatash and Bally James Duff, 2 horses who have been performing well in the optional claiming ranks this season at Arlington. One other race I want to take a brief look at, that is the 11th race in the program. It's an other than on grass. 2 horses I'm focusing in on here. Control Tower, who was absolutely awesome on Polytrack last out in his first try for trainer Wayne Catalano after being purchased privately by the Bluegrass Stables. The start before he won on grass in similarly impressive fashion from a little bit off the pace that day and rolled home by more than 3 lengths. This is a horse that's on the upswing right now, and he should handle the class hike with absolutely no problems. Montana Kid, the Illinois bred, who had won 3 races in a row entering his last start. He was disappointing back on August the 11th, but the turf was rated good that day. Maybe a firm footing will work to the benefit of Montana Kid. There are showers in the forecast for Saturday, potentially. Hopefully Mother Nature will cooperate and give us a beautiful day at Arlington. Don't forget it's Labor Day weekend. Racing at Arlington Park Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and Labor Day Monday. Hope to see you out at the racetrack. I know I'll be there.